knowledge, I got key consumption, Super Saiyan water, B.I.E. repeat, I wasn't fuck your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You know my time is by the hour and I need 100. I see your shit and see it sunken, missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love the hot box, a people bucket. My demon, she seen the sucker, she bring me, need me, so fucking here for long haul, press hold, the God calls.
Bananas.
Welcome back, Grayton, to the Shirts Off Podcast, Season 2, Episode 62. Would you like to know the weather in Bossier Parish, Louisiana?
Sure.
It is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. The precipitation is a whopping 10%. The humidity is 82% on this lovely, what's the day? Monday.
Were you doing a Ryan Seacrest?
Monday, Tuesday? Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah,
that was just like radio DJ. Those are
Oh.
Ryan Seacrest is like a little more full. Like like he's like
What?
like
do you mean
like it's like a bigger
like stomach wise?
No, like to do that voice, to do like radio, you almost just have to do like a nasally, like, you know, you just kind of basically only talk through your mouth and breathe in and out of your mouth. You never, your nose deactivates. Like that's how you gotta like just block off all air flow in and out of your nose.
I don't think I like that.
Yeah, Ryan Seacrest is like, welcome to America's Got Talent. Like, you know, it's like you gotta fucking, I don't know. I can explain it. I can't explain it with words. I can only do it.
Okay. I mean,
the wind is 0 miles per hour in Bossier Parish, Louisiana.
What's the humidity?
Wait a second.
Bossier? There is no wind.
Oh, that's right.
There is no wind in Bossier.
There is no wind. Anyway, that's the weather in Bossier Parish, Louisiana.
Yes.
We are steadily approaching the end of the bees. We're steadily approaching the end of season 2.
Do you know what the Urban Dictionary word of the day is?
No. Why'd you like halfway do it different there? I was like excited. I was like, oh, is something new about that? Wow. You know what? I say that. We might barely be halfway done with the bees.
Really?
Now that I'm actually looking at,
holy
crap. There's so many bees.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to the last 5.
Remember when Hardy said the A-hole and the B-hole?
I hate you. Oh my God, there's a Buckingham in this country. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting excited.
You're good. I knew that.
What's your word of the day? What's your Urban Dictionary
bin
word?
riding?
What?
Bin riding.
Is it all one word?
No, it's 2 separate words. B-I-N space R-I-D-I-N-G.
Oh, riding, not
Yes.
writing.
No.
Bin.
Riding with a D.
B-I-N.
Like you ride a horse.
B-I-N.
Like I rode a horse.
B-I-N, right?
Yeah.
B-I-N riding.
Yeah.
Is that where you get a barrel and you put bungee cords on it attached to posts and simulate riding a bull? Am I amazing?
No.
Oh.
I don't know where you got. I'm still confused. You got a barrel out of bin?
Yeah, bin, barrel. I mean,
That's 2 different things.
no, they're not.
A bin and a barrel are not the same thing.
Bins, yeah, the blue bins
No.
that you fucking fill with water.
Maybe
when
it's because I'm looking at the definition, but whenever I think of a bin, I think of like a square, whereas a barrel.
a
I
bin
think
is
of
just
like round.
storage. It's like a plastic storage container.
Yeah, but
it doesn't
most
matter
of
the
those are
shape.
square.
No, it doesn't matter the
They're
shape.
like rectangular, in origin. And
No,
both
you're
in
reading a
feel
thing. So you're.
And no, I'm look.
What is it? What the fuck is a bin riding?
It is the Irish word for dumpster diving, or Irish phrase for dumpster diving.
Riding?
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, it makes sense because, like, depending on the size of the trash bin or trash dumpster, whatever you're getting, and you have to crawl over it, and at some point you're going to be riding that edge.
It's almost like O is smack dab in the middle of the alphabet, huh?
Is it? Look, now he's doing it.
15 out of 26. Yeah, nah, low key. It's like right there in those middle 5. That's true. That's a good point. You know what, Copenhagen? Touche.
So we're
Touche and a half.
so we're the O right now in the B's.
Yeah, we're in the BOs.
Yeah.
Bossier.
Oh, I see what he's saying.
That's what the county. Yeah, that's what.
My bad. That went over my head. I thought you were talking about the word for some reason.
No, that wouldn't make any sense.
I know. That's why I was trying to connect. I was like, why is he bringing up O? I forgot. Oh, my God. It's been a long week. We had Easter yesterday.
Oh, you know who else did?
Who?
Everyone.
Well, no, but that's what I mean. Like, how
we
was
had
your,
Easter.
How was your
yesterday.
Easter? Did you do anything?
I didn't know it was Easter until about 6 p.m.
You didn't find any eggs?
I honestly no. Actually, the only reason I knew it was almost Easter was because I went and dyed eggs with you and the children.
Oh yeah.
I honestly didn't even know until that. I didn't know until the day before Easter that Easter was even here.
Wow.
And then I really didn't, like, even when I woke up, it took me a few hours where I was like, oh yeah, yesterday we celebrated today. The day that I don't really know or care about.
How did you enjoy your family time with my family?
With your family?
I guess, yeah.
I didn't enjoy it at all, honestly.
really?
I hate
You
everybody.
hated it?
Didn't like it. No, it was fun. It was fun.
I was about to say that
enjoy
was the point.
everybody. Everybody was great. I almost threw children a few times
Mhm.
'cause they're crazy.
But
in a
they're
fun
crazy,
way.
but like they're my crazy.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
they're
mean?
your. That's the thing. They're not your children, but man, they kind of are, man. Like, it's weird. It's crazy the influence you've already had on them.
Oh yeah.
You have fucking Nova's over here doing the dumb fucking circle finger thing where you look through the, like, it's like,
And
oh,
saying Joe Mama.
what's that? And saying Joe Mama. And fucking Jade, this 3-year-old little girl, goes, I like your cut, G, and just fucking
Well, to be
smacks
fair,
shit.
that was there before. I
Yeah,
did
but
that.
you're encouraging it. Don't act like you aren't.
I would.
Oh my God, it's a miracle. My foot, my foot. Oh yeah, I forgot the
My
foot.
brand.
Shut up.
This has been a big week. Lost.
Oh shit, what happened to your mic? What'd you
Hello.
do? Oh, there
Hey.
you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hold on,
I hear you.
Hold, I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back up and see if that.
Oh, we should just keep it like this forever. This is nice.
Hello.
Oh,
I'm
it's
back.
back. God.
I'm back.
God damn it.
In
We
blue.
almost did it, guys. We were almost able.
Dude, it's been like a whole week though since we streamed, and you still haven't fixed the chat.
I can't. I've tried. I've fucking sat here and tried and tried and tried. It will not. I don't know why it will not fucking
We
get
just
bigger.
need to shut it all down.
I have.
No,
I've
I
closed
mean,
everything
I'm
down. I've
talking about
restarted the
whole show,
computer
just end it
twice.
here.
Oh.
And then started brand new show, like
I don't think that has anything
in a
to
week,
do with it.
a week later, and then there you go.
I don't think that has anything to do with
It
it.
would be like a soft reboot, but like no time has passed in between for people to build up nostalgia for us.
No.
Anyways, dude, it's been a whole week, and a lot of stuff's happened in that week. Star Wars stuff happened. Crazy stuff with beer happened. Like
Yeah.
Easter happened. There were eggs hunted and then found,
Yeah.
and some eggs not found. And I found out, I don't know if it's an awful truth, but it kind of was weird that I found out. And, like, I'm going to throw April under the bus here. I found out that they eat the eggs that they die and then hunted.
What? Wait, what?
Like, so the eggs that we dyed,
Yeah.
right? They eat those, like, after they've been finished hunting them and everything like that.
Yeah.
You do that too?
Everyone does
We
that.
never did that as kids. And I'm not bringing it up to make fun of April. It just was really different to me because we never did it.
Then they poop them out, huh? Wait, then they poop them out to hunt? We
No,
never
I
did
think
that
that's
either.
the bunny.
Anyway, hold on. You guys would just dye a bunch of eggs and then throw them away?
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, by the time they were done being hunted, most time they would either be cracked or, like, they'd been on the ground and, like, out of a refrigerated area for a while. Like, that they would, be kind of not good to eat.
I mean, I guess it all depends on, like, yeah, you should be safe. I mean, I guess it all depends on how long they're out and shit. But I mean, man, you guys
mean,
must,
like,
you
don't get
guys
me
must have
wrong.
just been fucking terrible at finding eggs. If
Don't-
they were gone, if they were out from,
that's
if
what
they're
I'm
out for like a
saying.
couple of hours, they're fine. They're
Well,
just
no,
eggs.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like, it wasn't necessarily that it was out for a long time. It just we just didn't do it. It was what's the word I'm looking for? It just wasn't a thing that we did. And then I was watching them eat the eggs this past yesterday, and like the dye seeps through the shell and like gets the other stuff. I'm like, is that safe?
it's dye. It's food coloring. Yeah.
Is it food coloring?
That's all
I've
dye.
never
is.
read
When
it.
you're dyeing eggs, yeah, they wouldn't like be able to sell it if it was like toxic.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess
granted,
that's
everything's
fair.
a little toxic, but like it's food safe.
Yeah.
They're
That's fair.
it's for dyeing eggs.
Well,
like-
no, like I said, it's something that I've never experienced before, so it was different for me.
You've never seen like a movie? Like they find them and eat them in
They
movies?
eat them in movies?
I mean, I'm sure they do.
I
It's
mean,
a normal
granted,
thing.
Granted, I don't think I've seen a lot
We
of Easter
dyed eggs in
movies.
Gatorade.
What?
That's okay.
I mean, I guess I get. We dyed one in wine, so it's not like the craziest thing in the world.
Did it turn out okay?
Yeah, it turned out good. It was the best looking one. You
Damn.
didn't see it the other day? Like,
I mean,
it was
I
one of
didn't.
the first
I
ones done.
I stopped paying attention after
Oh, really?
things were consumed.
Oh yeah.
I was all over the place.
Yeah,
My brain
that was
wired.
hilarious.
But yeah, no, I had a good time. It was fun.
I had a good time too. It was granted I had to work Easter. But
Did you ever
like,
get that gel blaster off the chimney?
No, I think
It's
still
probably
up there.
still up there.
Yeah, it's still up there.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
that
like,
little gun, dude.
those gel blasters were.
We missed out on the age of toys. I think. Like there
Yeah.
were cool. Don't get me wrong. Action figure wise, we had some cool shit. But in-
Transformers wise, we had some cool shit.
Yeah,
too.
but in terms of like what we wanted as kids,
Mm.
like we all wanted Nerf guns and really just toys.
gun-like things that weren't gonna like
That-
actually hurt you.
but that would sting a little, and like because that thing was awesome.
Oh, yeah. No.
Like, could you imagine?
I told you it was ruin your day once we got it operational, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
were like, "Nah,
Bring it on.
Yeah. And then he like fired it up, and you're like, "Oh my god, this
No,
is just a
no,
weapon."
no 8-year-old should have this power. It really was. fucking
Dude, I
terrifying.
tell you, that day he shot me in the lip with that thing. Oh my god. Like,
It's like, is it worth ending my relationship to beat the shit out of this little kid?
But I guess it's a testament to how much I love them, or something. I guess. You know?
Yeah, use that.
Uh,
Use that love.
yeah.
I just come at you from like the backwards ass Palpatine side.
Dude,
Use your love.
I've been thinking about this like whole time, especially since the Acolyte's coming out. Like thinking about like what a good Palpatine would be like, or
Yeah.
like just a Palpatine-centric story would be.
Yeah.
And like I know we talked about this before, and I know we're gonna get into nerd shit probably later into the show, but like I don't know. I want to see more. I know there's a
Did
book.
you see the trailer for Visions Volume 2?
There's gonna be a Visions Volume 2.
Yes.
I haven't even finished Volume 1.
Well, fucking finish it. It's 20 minutes long.
Well, I know, but everything's so like, I don't. It's not that it's bad. It's just like to me. You remember Halo
It's an
Legends?
anthology. Yeah, it's an anthology.
Halo
it's
Legends,
an anthology,
like,
and every episode's a different
I
animation
didn't
style.
sit down and watch Halo Legends all the way through the first time. It like I sat down and then like a little bit of time made my way through each story.
Look, I get that when there's like 6 hours of material, but Visions is literally like fucking an hour and a half total.
Now, granted, I did that with Tales of the Jedi. I sat down
Well, yeah,
and watched
Tales
the
of the
whole
Jedi's-
thing in like an evening.
Yeah,
And
well, it's
April was
because it's
like, "What are
6
you watching?"
episodes and they're 15 minutes.
Dude, April was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Bro, like, there's so much to explain." Like, you
Remember
probably
fucking John Mulaney's thing?
Yeah.
It's an hour. Like, Tales of the
Like-
Jedi's an hour. It's like an
like,
hour and 10 minutes.
you
or
would
something.
watch it. I told her, I said, you would watch it and still not know really what's going on. It's
Oh,
just
you wouldn't know
like-
anything about
yeah.
Star Wars.
I
watching
mean,
that.
the Count Dooku stuff maybe would be like a little bit more understandable because it's
Nah.
it's an actual arc, and maybe the Ahsoka stuff too. But like, yeah, you'd have to know so much stuff that
You'd have to
happens
know
in
so
between.
much.
It really is a thing for the fans. People don't talk about Tales of the Jedi a lot. Have you noticed that?
I've talked about it with a lot of people.
I know, but me and you have, but like a lot of the people that I watch on like YouTube and stuff, they don't ever bring it up. They always talk
Emergency
about
Awesome had a few videos on it when they came out.
yeah.
You,
Then
with him, you gotta watch shit as it happens 'cause he's not
Yeah.
gonna like return to it unless it gets referenced.
yeah, and then fucking like most of the things that I see people talk about the most is like Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian, but that's probably because The Mandalorian's going on right now. And people did not like the last episode.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, which me and you, we talked about a little bit before the show, but I was like, man, like it sucks that people don't want to have fun with Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't get what they're like upset about 'cause
Like,
everyone like so far what I've heard, and a friend of mine said that in his opinion also it was too like I don't what did he say? Like too campy or too like it
Too
was
goofy.
too goofy and silly.
look,
And I'm
I'm-
like, guys, let's look back at Star Wars. Let's go back to the beginning. There's fucking bears that talk. Fucking you got Ewoks in the woods saying crazy shit. They just speak. The Ewoks are literally just Spanish.
I thought it was French. Are they not?
No,
French?
they speak fuck, what was there's a comedian that talked about it. I think it's the language of the Philippines, not Spanish. That was racist. But
Yeah.
it's either Filipino or
It's like a slowed down version.
no,
or
it's
something.
just straight
Is
up
it
the
really?
language. Yeah,
Oh,
they're just
well,
speaking
damn.
a language.
So the Ewoks are the Filipinos of the
Of
Star Wars.
universe, yeah. But
Huh.
fucking look, spoiler alert, in the new episode, fucking Jack Black and Lizzo are in it, and they play a married like king and queen. And look, I'd be upset if Jack Black and Lizzo were coming in to be cameo characters that were like integral to the future of Star Wars and to the main plot of an overarching story. But coming in and being the cool, weird space uncle and aunt for Grogu for an episode while Bo-Katan and Mando are out there doing their thing, like, they're in the show for like a total of 6 minutes. And they're just, it's Jack Black and Lizzo. Like, who
I'm not
cares? It's a
gonna
cool
lie,
cameo.
Like, I thought it was fun, you know.
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
enjoyed it.
I was like,
thought it was
okay,
great.
you know.
I would have been upset
Look,
if they showed up in Andor.
The
That would have been weird.
Could you imagine, like, he thinks he's meeting, like, you know, what does he go by whenever when Cassian first meets the dude that's like the professor from Thor? I can't remember.
Luthen.
Yeah. And it's Jack Black instead of Luthen.
That would have been pretty great. It would have been terrible. It would have been really dumb, and it would distract heavily from that incredible story.
Now I'm just imagining Luthen played by Jack Black.
How dare you? He could do it. I think he
Anyways.
could make it work.
I had
But
a
not as
point.
the guy that he was in The Mandalorian.
Look, I think people forget that, like, 80%, like, as much as good as the Clone Wars is, there are episodes like the 4-episode arc with the strike team that consisted of astro droids and a midget in one of them.
What?
Like, you don't remember that?
Say that
He's
again?
not like a midget. He's like a gray matter.
Wait, hold on.
Person.
What did you just say? Say that again.
There's a 4-episode arc of the Clone Wars that introduced Gregor. That's about a strike team of astromechs led by R2D2, and also by this colonel who's like
About Gregor? Is this in Bad Batch?
No, it's in Clone Wars. That's what I'm saying. Like, people, like, that's what I'm saying. For as great as everybody claims Clone Wars is, which it is, there are episodes that are a little silly. Like,
Oh
how
yeah,
there's a strike
ton of filler.
force of that. Not only that, but there's also like that episode, which it really wasn't filler towards the end of it because it introduces Gregor and the whole. We have a story that's kind of focused on clone commandos, but like you have to go through so many steps to get there.
Yeah.
Like you have.
It's like those 4 middle episodes of the last season with Ahsoka and those 2 sisters. It's like that shit is just not good.
Yeah.
Like you watch it and you're like, why are we watching this?
Yeah. Like
And
it's really weird how it goes from the Bad Batch to that. Like I get they have to explain what
and then
Ahsoka's doing.
and then goes from that to the greatest 4 episodes in Star Wars
Yeah.
history.
And
like in all
really-
of like potentially.
really that season sums up Clone Wars pretty good. Like
Yeah, they're like, here's 4 incredible episodes. Here's 4 really weak filler episodes, and then here's the
just
4 best
of
episodes of Star Wars.
ever. Yeah.
It's so
And that's
good.
the Clone Wars for you.
And that's the Clone Wars. We can't
People
keep talking
just-
about Star Wars.
Huh?
We can't just keep
I
talking
know,
about Star
I know,
Wars.
but people need to remember that that's the same people who are making this, and there are going to be episodes that are
well, it's not the
filler,
same.
quote unquote, but like or silly, but like they're getting to a point. At the end of this episode, guess what? Bo-Katan gets the Darksaber, so that means any episode that you can't just skip this episode because all of a sudden she'll just have the Darksaber, and new Mandalorians following her. So I don't know. I had fun with it. I liked it.
Let's talk about Bud Light.
Yeah, that's fun. I want to talk about that.
Have you seen? So you've seen what's been going on?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen like shot for shot what's going on. I just know they'd put like something that's pride related on their cans.
Okay.
And people were losing their minds.
There's a trans person. I don't know who it is. I think it's a trans man who is turning into woman, or has turned into. I can't remember
And
exactly.
they're donating cans for
no,
her cans.
they're putting
Get
this
it?
person
Discipline.
on the Bud Light cans.
Okay.
And so Bud Light people are up in arms. Bud Light fans. people who love
Why?
Bud Light. Well, because they don't want a trans person on their drink.
The memes from it have been hilarious.
The memes have been great. I've seen
I saw one that was like, I don't know why, but people are upset about Bud Light supporting the gays. They've been supporting the gays for years, and it showed a picture of the Dallas Cowboys on one of their cans.
yeah, that was pretty funny. I've seen one person said oh fuck wait what it was so good. It was about piss. Because it tastes like piss, and they were like, "You'd think that the Bud Light fans would be a little kinkier, considering they're just drinking piss or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like they'd be okay with a little bit of the all-encompassing."
I don't know, 'cause like
idea.
the thing is, my dad drinks Bud Light.
Yeah,
and,
I know a lot of people that drink Bud Light.
And like the thing is, it's gonna be interesting to see if this, like the next time if I go up there, if this is gonna be like a game changer or not.
Well, here's the
'cause,
thing.
like-
Here's the greatest thing. If
What?
somehow Bud Light representing a trans person is what gets half of America to quit drinking.
That's hilarious.
Do you know how hard recovery is going to be for them?
That's
They're going to go to AA. If, like, say you were an alcoholic and, like, this was the final straw, and you stopped drinking Bud Light.
Did you
and,
see?
and your problem was light beer. It wasn't liquor. It was, like, light beer is what was keeping you an alcoholic, right? And you finally quit. And then you go to recovery, and you're still, like, transphobic. Imagine you're just like, well, I disagree with drinking because it was bad for me, but I also disagree with the reason that I quit drinking. like imagine the conflicted fucking quarter, the
There's-
two sides of one coin that you flip to decide what is right.
There's years of therapy to unpack there.
Yeah, it's so great. But the best thing I've seen is all the like TikToks and memes of normal like redneck people going like, "Who gives a fuck?"
I see.
They're my
that's-
favorite ones.
And that's the side. Not that my dad's a redneck, but that's the side I see him
what?
coming down. Not that my dad's a redneck,
There
but
you
that's the side I see him coming down. He's like,
yeah.
it gets me drunk the same way, so who cares what's on the can?
Yeah, they're all fucking.
I think honestly he would be more upset if they put Gamecock stuff on the can because he's a huge Clemson fan.
How dare they pick a side? God damn it.
What is the world coming to?
Yeah, no, it's nuts. Bud Light.
I think it's hilarious that people were like, "Oh, we're just gonna drink Coors Light," and then Coors Light put like a trans thing on their can too. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
I did. They said they were about to announce it as well.
Yeah.
It was like, 'cause now what's gonna happen is all the cans have to fucking, all of them have to do the hashtag
Transure Butch.
Fuck, I don't know how to say the word right. Transizer? Is it Transizer? What's the? Hold on, wait. It's Anheuser-Busch. Transizer Busch.
This is the part
Oh,
of the show
Butch.
where we struggle to read.
Yeah, this is where we can't read. We don't speak the language that we talk. We are bad. We just.
I mean,
we
to
just
be
kinda
fair, he
shouting
put
that
it
thing.
all into one word.
Fuck's sake.
We're both over here sounding it out like
A friend of mine had a really funny theory.
Worcestershire.
A friend of mine was like, the real problem is that China's just winning with this whole thing. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And my friend said, well, China owns Anheuser-Busch, the company that owns basically all of the beers that are sold here. Bud Light, Budweiser, all of it. And then I was like, what if this is just China making this happen to sow discord in the American populace?
Low key, I can see that.
And then we both sat there and were like, oh shit, that might be the grand conspiracy.
The balloon was full of Budweiser.
I've done zero research in that statement, by the way. I have no idea if they actually are owned by some big Chinese. It's making the frogs gay. Yeah, I have no idea if it's owned, like that's true, but that's what my friend said. So until I've been proven otherwise, I'm simply just going to roll with that fact because that's what I do here. I spread misinformation. That's my specialty. That's what I do as a podcast host. As a guy who somehow has the capability of broadcasting to the world in a time where we probably shouldn't be able to, I'm using mine to potentially falsely accuse Bud Light of being owned by the Chinese. Anyway, it might be right. He might be real. It might be real. He might be right. I said that backwards.
Interesting.
Yes. Anyway, we have a foot and a parrot
We do.
because Melissa would not. She is probably dead.
She's probably dead, but she's also more than likely asleep.
Yeah.
But she's dead
Anheuser is
to
owned
us.
by InBev, a Belgian company.
Ah, so it's the Belgians trying to mess with us.
Ah, the Belgians.
The Belsh. Is that what they are?
Did you say the Belsh?
Yeah.
No, it's the Belgians.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird how some people like Wales are not the
The Welsh.
Well, yeah, they're the Welsh, but I mean they're not like you can't just say the Welsans.
Yeah, 'cause that's not a word.
But that's what I'm saying though. Why is one that way and one the other way? Like why is Belgian?
I'm not teaching you Latin again.
You know what I'm saying?
I can only do this. Truly the Battle of the Bulge 2.0.
Oh, did you see that?
My great-grandfather almost died in the Battle of the Bulge, but he didn't because he had big feet.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
even gonna
We're not
explain
going to
it.
explain the story?
I
Okay.
think it's funner if we don't.
Okay, never
We can
mind then.
explain it later, but that's gonna be your hook.
Like
Keep
if
people-
anybody asks.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
The Bob Lee died.
I don't
Got
know who that
stabbed.
is.
That's the guy who created Cash App.
Oh, the Cash App guy. Yeah, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah.
Did
he
you
got
hear that-
Stabbed.
did you
in
hear that-
San Francisco.
Did you hear that happened? And like in the same week, the feds are dropping Fed.U, which is like a Cash App clone, but that the government owns.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting / really, really fucking weird and
Yeah.
probably
Probably
totally,
just a coincidence.
yeah, probably just a
Uh-huh.
coincidence.
He said.
Someone say bulge? What's up, Flynn?
No, that is weird. That is.
Yeah,
there's
weird.
A lot to
Weird's,
read into that.
weird's the word, not
Conspiracy.
not corruption. It's a few words. What's good,
Damn.
dogs? We're chilling. What about you,
That,
Flint? You have a good
like,
Easter?
and it's crazy that nobody's talking about it really either.
Well, there's a lot happening in the world, like Trump getting arrested for a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that happened
That's
too.
what everyone needs to focus on, not the rest of the things in the world happening, like Iran and Saudi Arabia signing a peace deal that's been brokered by China and Russia.
Yeah,
That's
or that
not
they're
scary.
making their own version of NATO, and U.S. has no seat at the table for it.
Exactly.
Stuff going
We
on.
should focus on our former president being arrested for stuff
I
that
bet.
he's already been proven
An interesting Easter
innocent for.
indeed.
an interesting Easter indeed.
A bunch of new eggs in the basket.
Yeah. I don't like Donald Trump.
I bet Trump.
I
didn't
don't
have a
side
good
with him.
Easter.
I'm simply saying we're focused on the wrong stuff, people.
It's almost like they wanted a fall guy.
Nah, fam, pretty shitty day. Damn, I'm sorry, man.
Damn.
Did you fight your uncle again?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I have no.
Did you find the wrong bulge?
Did you feel the wrong man's bulge? The parrots drive me crazy.
But my beer can. That's what Copenhagen said. It's gonna be interesting the way all this unfolds, though, because, like, on the one hand, I'm not like super worried about it, but on the other hand, it's like, what is going on with our foreign policies and stuff right now? You know?
But my beer can. Yeah, no, I agree.
'Cause, like, at the same time, like, we could easily, like, if we approach this the right way, like, this doesn't have to be bad news for anybody, you know? But, like, the thing is, the way that people react to this kind of stuff whenever it comes out is like, oh, it's the bad guys all getting together. I mean, but I feel like nobody wants to make it to where nobody else is making money, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't think so?
I don't know. I mean, it's not that I don't think. There's so much happening, and they are only showing us little chunks at a time, and like, just all the people in charge right now are so corrupt, and they're all feeding these stories down these certain pathways of visualization that we're able to see. It's not like the past. It's not like, they used to be able to hide the stuff that we didn't need to know about pretty well and feed us the stuff we needed to know about, which, look, I'm not saying that, like, total government all the way, let's trust our government. But there was a time where it was a lot easier. There were, like, avenues that showed you what you needed to see.
Right.
And now it's like everyone reporting everything all the time is very scary. It's hard to focus on what you need to show up and see as a population rather than as like a small community.
What's the news always saying? The world's on fire. The world's on fire.
Yeah, basically.
You know.
It's
But
nuts.
then, like, you come home and, like,
I didn't mean for this to get political.
No, I don't
But,
think
like,
it's really political. We're talking about, like, current events. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not leaning one way or the other. We're just saying, like, what's happening. you
Yeah.
know?
I don't know, man. I think there's only a couple of options out, and I think one of them is just fucking EMP blasting all of the tech of the world. Just go back to straight up, like, fucking Viking warships are what settle all the disputes. Like, who has the biggest, baddest group of people?
I don't know. I think we're going to be okay. I hope we're going to be okay.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna be okay.
Because, like, the thing is, like, crazy stuff is happening all the time. But, like, I don't know. I go home, I see April, I see the kids, I see my grandma, and, like, that makes me happy. We're going to go have a fantastic trip this weekend. It's my birthday this week, by the way.
Yep. Creighton's
Um,
birthday's in 2 days. Well, really 1 day.
And, like, the thing is, all that stuff going on, there's nothing like, and I
1
don't
day,
mean
4
this
minutes.
in a negative way, but, like, there's nothing like me and you can physically do about it right now, except, like, just talk about it,
Yeah.
and we're doing that. So as long as we've done all we can do in terms of that,
Yeah. I mean,
because what are we gonna do? Like, drive up
overthrow
to
the government?
Yeah, like, drive up to the White House and be like, hey, like, you guys need to, like, get this shit straight. We're worried.
For the first time in U.S. history, a former president is formally arraigned, causing groundbreaking precedent that is about to be set. World War III is unfolding in the East. The Cold War comes raging back, and the world economy is at the brink. But my beer can is gay now. That's true. No, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a pretty gay beer can. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, that's 100% true. It is ridiculous what we are focused on as a community, as a people. And you know, I think that I think that cooler heads will prevail. I just think that there's a lot of hot heads right now.
Oh yeah.
And that's the main big problem.
Mm-hmm.
That the big giant problem right now is like who's in charge. All the people in charge. I don't mean like the president, who I will
like
say
the
is a little ridiculous.
Around him too.
All around him and all around everywhere. Like just the people that we need like it sucks to say it and hope it because it's probably never going to happen, but we need like we need a bunch of people to almost sacrifice their lives. Not like literally death, but like sacrifice their happiness and well-being to like stand up and be the leaders that they were meant to be. Cuz it feels like all the smart people that should be our leaders are off doing other things because they're too smart to want to be our leaders.
Yeah.
Because they understand what it's going to take. And like I'm right there with like if I like whether I could or not, like I wouldn't want to fucking lead a community. I wouldn't want to be governor. I wouldn't want to be president. I wouldn't want to even be fucking mayor. Like the amount of corruption at the local level all over this country, like it just looks like everything is corrupt. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like there's no fucking actual like politicians that are trying to be like for the people, of the people, by the people. Like it just seems like everything is corruption and everything is greed. Like everywhere you look, even here in our small community, every big city, like it looks like everywhere that's what's going on. Everything's being overcharged and all the money's going nowhere. And you're like, where the fuck's this money going? Mm-hmm. And it just seems like it's all going into the pockets of these people.
That's why I should run for president.
I think I would kill you. I'd assassinate you if you tried to be president.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at talking.
I mean, you do talk a lot. That, like, sure, that part's true. You do say a lot of things. I don't know if you're good at talking.
What if, like, I met Putin and he really liked Star Wars and, like, we just hit it off? You know what
I mean? I know what you just said. I don't think I know what you mean.
Like, you know, we just, like, you know, talk each other, like, I talk him down, you know? Like, hey, man, we got to see this new race movie that's coming out.
Right. Right.
The only thing that would be bad if he's like super against Ray. He's like, no, I don't like her.
Like, I do not like Daisy Ridley.
I'm like, dude.
She was not my Skywalker.
Just hear me out.
Hashtag not my Skywalker.
She had bad writing. We
Hashtag not my president. Hashtag Daisy Ridley is Kamala.
Negotiations just fell apart because we just didn't see eye to eye on Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, you and Putin. Yeah, that would be the worst thing. Is if like there's got to be a movie. We got to make a movie about that where it's like fucking two political powers. Just one's a Star Trek fan, one's a Star Wars fan, and they just fucking cannot get over the fact.
Well, see, like the thing is, like Star Trek and Star Wars are so different. Like we were talking about this.
They're literally the same creator.
Well, no, but they're different. Like one is space fantasy, and the other is like
space
hardcore,
politics.
hardcore, what's the word I'm looking for? Science fiction. With like, you know, this attitude of like how you should handle like specific political, like honestly, like what we're going through right now with these political situations. You know? Specifically the next generation, which I haven't seen all of it yet, but it's pretty good. It's solid. I see why people like Patrick Stewart. I mean, like I liked him before, but like I see like where that.
Oh, you've been watching Next Generation?
I started it, yeah.
Damn, how many episodes in are you?
Like 10 or 11.
Damn, so you're like watching it.
Yeah, like I'm not like, I mean, I haven't been watching it consistently because it's like one of those shows you could like tune in anytime and it's just, you know.
A lot of people love Next Generation.
It's so good.
From what I hear, it's like quintessential Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's like the best version of Star Trek.
It's
to a lot of people.
It's so good. I liked it a lot. Or I like it a lot so far. I see why it has such a following.
Patrick Stewart has looked like that for 50 years. It's ridiculous.
I know, right? It's crazy.
How does he just keep looking
He just chose to shave his head one day and kept it like that.
I'm just here for the streak. Thank you, Chris. Chris, do you like the show Ted Lasso? I need to know this because I have confirmed with friends of ours, mutual friends of yours and ours, and we have all decided that you are love it. New episode in 2 days. Well, really like this time tomorrow night. But you are literally just Ted Lasso. It's aggravating how much you look and sound like him. Actually,
does he look like him and sound like him?
He looks like him, and he sort of he has a southern accent. It's not quite the Kansas southern accent, but it's enough.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if you gotta like be Ted Lasso for Halloween or something. I think that's who I'm gonna be this next Halloween. I'm just gonna be Ted Lasso.
Speaking of the whole putting like trans stuff on cans and like having that kind of stuff in movies, did you see that in the Spider-Verse trailer that Gwen has like a protect trans kid flag or something like that in her room?
I did not see that, but I mean that checks out.
People
that seems about right.
have gotten really upset about it.
Of course they have.
But I was reading the comments on one of the things, and somebody said, "Hold on, are you telling me a publicly traded company made a movie with a politically correct slogan that can easily be censored by the Chinese market?"
That's pretty hilarious. Hannah and Blake said it, Chris. It was Hannah and Blake.
But anyways, I read that and it made me giggle because I was like, "Damn, they're calling out these people."
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny.
That's why whenever they said that about a Chinese company, or you said that about a Chinese company opening like Bud Light and all these beers and stuff, I was like, I don't know. 'Cause like the thing is, you can't censor. Well, I guess he could censor.
He liked
beer
it, Chris.
cans,
We
but
watched
you
4 episodes after he said he was only going to watch 1.
Really? Blake watched that much?
Ted Lasso.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't think he would like it.
Nice.
Anyways.
Why would you think that? You don't even know. You don't even know. Like you only know him through our Twitch chat.
That's what I'm saying. Just knowing him through Twitch, it didn't seem like he would like it that much.
Nah, he's a big softie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays this big weird like fucking internet troll guy, and he is, but like he's still a big softie.
I got you.
He's a silly one. Just like Chris, only Chris. He's a bitch. Yeah, exactly. Same thing. That's what I said. Didn't you hear me? I said that.
How do you feel about Daisy Ridley, Charlie?
Like in what regard?
Like as an actress and as Ray?
I think she did a great job with Ray. I think she's a great actress. I think that she's incredibly underrated as an actress in general. I feel bad for her 'cause like she's never gonna turn away the Disney check that she's gonna get for playing Daisy Ridley or for playing Ray.
Playing Daisy.
Playing herself. For playing Ray. You're always going to get money for playing a Star Wars character. So it's going to be hard to, like, not say yes when they say that they want to make a new story. And, excuse me, it's going to be hard to get out of that typecasting. You know, you got a lot of fucking actors and actresses who get typecast really hard. Like, John Boyega made that movie. I haven't seen it yet, but he made a movie recently where he's a veteran who couldn't get his disability check, so he goes and robs a bank. And the trailer for it looks unbelievable. I really want to watch it. But it's like, you know, you gotta go hardcore in the opposite direction to get out of the. Stephanie resubscribed. Thank you, Steph, with the shirts off emote. Fuck, wait.
You're talking about John Boyega.
Stephanie, you weren't here when I realized it last time, but it took me until like the last couple weeks to realize that Step on Me sounds like Stephanie.
Wow.
And that fucking, I was so I saw Air this afternoon. I heard it was very good. Shit, no. What was I saying? Hurry, tell me.
You're talking about John Boyega.
John Boyega. So yeah, you gotta be someone like like Daniel Radcliffe went in the fucking complete opposite direction of Harry Potter. He went from like kids fantasy movie to fucking. He did Horns. He did What If? He did fucking Swiss Army Man, which is an amazing movie.
What's that?
What was that horror movie he did in the fucking house?
He did a horror movie?
Yeah, like right after Harry Potter. He did like it's fucking like the devil is upstairs or something.
Really?
I don't know. It's some dumb movie.
He did Guns McGee or something like that.
It was pretty solid. Air, yeah, apparently Air was pretty good. Guns McGee. Oh, Guns Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo.
Yeah, like he does.
I can't remember what it was.
He does super far, like indie movie craziness level movies.
Yeah.
And they're good. Like they're really great. Like I love Daniel Radcliffe, and it's not 'cause of Harry Potter. I'm a giant fan of Daniel Radcliffe, the actor, not Daniel Radcliffe, the guy who played Harry Potter.
And you can see, like, just going back and watching Harry Potter, like, you can see how much he grew as an actor over the course of those, 8 movies?
Fuck.
Somebody was coaching
who plays
him.
Gordon?
Huh?
Who's Gordon in The Dark Knight?
Oh,
God damn it.
Fucking,
Jeff?
No,
Jeff?
it's not Jeff. You're fucking me up. Because it's like almost coming to me.
Yeah, I never remember his name. I love him.
He's great.
He's
though.
one of
He
my
plays
favorite
Sirius
actors.
Snape.
Sirius Black.
Sirius Black. I mean, not Sirius Snape.
Fuck, Dude, no, I'm not allowed to not know his name anymore. I have to figure this out. I can never remember
Why
his
don't you
name.
just Google it?
I
Yep,
am. I
yeah.
hate this.
Is it Gordon Ramsay?
God damn it. It's fucking Gary Oldman.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was a G.
Gary Oldman. Anyway, fucking Gary Oldman did some, like, he was doing an interview, like, on his own. Like, it wasn't for Harry Potter. It wasn't about Harry Potter. It wasn't with any of the Harry Potter people. Someone was asking him, who do you see that's coming up right now in the young acting community that, like, you think can make a big dent and be an incredible actor? And he said, there's a bunch of people doing their thing and doing a good job right now, but I think that one of the bright stars, one of the shining stars who's going to really turn some heads in the future is Daniel Radcliffe. Because you've got this kid who's sitting here making these Harry Potter movies, and there's a lot of kids around who all want to act, and they're all being actors, and they're doing a good job, but he's the only one who's, like, walking up to all the other actors, like the older actors, and like telling them, hey, what if I did this in a take? What if I did, like, constructively discussing every piece of the scene that he's about to film and the
Right.
stuff that he's already
you
done,
can tell
using past experiences as the character to manipulate what's about to happen, like understanding where the script is, even though you're filming a scene. Like, he's doing things that actors way beyond his years focus on as a 14, 15-year-old.
You can tell in the movies that he's doing. Like,
And yeah, and he has
shows in
incredibly
his
his evolution as an actor is super noticeable movie to movie.
right.
Except Goblet of Fire, that movie's trash and I hate it.
Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
He said calmly.
He said calmly. That book's the thing I hate the most about that movie is the book's the best book and the movie's the worst movie.
Is it? Well, I
It's
mean,
like-
I guess
it's
that
such
makes
a bad
sense
movie.
because, like, you know,
I
you
hate
have,
that movie.
You have fucking people like you that have read the books and that are like, yeah, this is the best one. Like if it
But-
makes any kind of mistakes like that, it's gonna fucking
Yeah, but no, because, like, my buddy Albert, it's his favorite movie, and he's read all the books 20 times.
Really?
And he loves that movie. And I'm like, dude, how? That movie's so dumb. Liam Neeson going from Schindler's List to Schindler's Fist was pretty drastic. Yeah, he's got range. Liam Neeson's got range. Nah, like, I mean,
range
Tom
and
Hardy.
depth.
Tom Hardy has fucking crazy range.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman, insane
Yeah.
range. I mean, he's got
Adam
probably
Driver.
Adam
who's in
Driver,
in
crazy
that
range.
same vein with Daisy Ridley and what's the other guy's name? You just said it. Fine.
John Boyega.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Boyega. Like the
Yeah,
three
they're
of
all. The
them-
thing with them is they're all great actors anyway. Like they were
Yeah.
all except Daisy Ridley. That was like her fucking breakout thing. Everyone
Yeah.
else has already like done stuff.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as like Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker came out, you had that movie with him and Scarlett Johansson, the
Marriage Story.
Yeah,
Well,
Marriage
he's
Story.
in. Adam Driver's in
No,
everything.
no, he's in a lot of other stuff. But I mean, that's what comes to mind for me. Like as soon as Star Wars, like that sequel
Yeah, you
trilogy
have
was
fucking-
wrapping up.
You have
had other
the
stuff
newest
coming out.
Darth Vader wrapping up his story at the same time as being fucking the guy in Marriage Story,
Yeah,
and also like Black Klansman,
yeah.
and like all these crazy like stories, and you're like, how does
Dude,
Adam
and
Driver?
and he was in fucking House of Gucci.
Yeah, and he's great in it.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Did we go see that together?
Yeah, we did with Amanda.
Oh, okay.
That was when we met Amanda,
Yeah.
or when I met Amanda was to see House of
Yeah.
Gucci.
That's fucking good.
Isn't that?
movie.
It is a good movie.
And
And then
that's
fucking
what people are upset that Lady Gaga's gonna be Harley Quinn in this new Joker movie. But I'm like, dude, if you saw House of Gucci, like,
yeah, like
I can see it. Like, you know,
she's great in both, or in that movie. I mean, probably this. I
Yeah.
assume that this is gonna still be good.
I mean, she's with Joaquin Phoenix. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
he's amazing.
like he's fucking amazing. Like whatever she is not good with, I feel like he's gonna be like, hey, come here.
I
Let me show
got
how
you.
we're gonna
Let
do
me
this."
show you how to. Let me show you how to act. But nah, dude, she's done a few really great movies now. I mean, fucking
Yeah.
The Star Is Born.
She
She's
can-
great in The
she
Star
can
Is Born.
fucking act.
Yeah, she's
Like,
great in the House of Gucci
I didn't
movie.
realize how good of an actress she was till we sat down and watched House of Gucci. And I was like,
Yeah. Have you not seen A Star Is Born?
no.
She's
We talked about this though.
unbelievable. I mean, it's a movie about a singer, so like, you know, she's able to rein in the singing part, but man, like there's a difference between just singing and then fucking acting and singing at the same time. 'Cause like there's moments in these movies where it's like, why would I bring a fucking musical performer to play a part in an acting role? Well, sometimes they've got the fucking chops. There's a movie called Begin Again with Mark Ruffalo and Keira Knightley. And Adam Levine basically plays himself. Adam Levine plays like Keira Knightley's boyfriend and they are moving to America to focus on his career because he signed like a big contract with a record company because he sold a few songs that she helped him write. And they break up, and it's like he goes and becomes Adam Levine during the movie.
Right.
Like, he becomes, like, the real-world version of Adam Levine. And he has a song at the end. She goes through this big metamorphosis of her life where she realizes she doesn't need him and that music is, like, her fucking out. It's her way out of, like, dealing with the relationship and all this crazy shit. And the final song in the movie is him performing a song she wrote, but he changes it and turns it into this, like, big, like, kind of hip song rather than, like, what she wanted it to be.
Right.
And during the beginning of the song, he, like, tells her, like, hey, if you're out there, you know, there's a guitar here. I want you to come sing this with me if you're here. And, like, because he told her to come to the show and that, like, he was going to be singing this song. And he starts the song, and you see her contemplating it, and then she hears, like, how the song changes. And he notices her halfway, and she's, like, laughing and smiling, and he's laughing and smiling. And then he kind of puts his Adam Levine character twist on the song and makes it, like, this poppy thing that she didn't really want. And it's heartbreaking, like, because of the music. I don't know how to explain it any other way. But you see Adam Levine all of a sudden become an incredible actor during this song. Because he's, like, singing his heart out and, like, fucking having a breakdown because he realizes she leaves and she's gone. And, like, you realize the whole time that he was having the success and, like, he lost her. And, like, he's feeling it. And you're just like, holy shit,
So it's
Adam
like
Levine, how dare you be this good?
It's like you have to choose between that success and, you know,
And love it,
Yeah.
the love of your life. And, like,
Yeah.
it's a great movie. Mark Ruffalo's amazing in it. Keira Knightley, fucking Hawkeye, what's her name? Fucking
What?
the chick from Hawkeye.
Which chick from? Oh, you talking about the Hawkeye show?
Yeah.
The mom or the
The
little girl?
the Hawkeye, the girl. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
She's in it. She's incredible in it. Like, it's a
How
packed
old
cast.
is this movie?
Maybe 8 or 9 years. It's not that old.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld's that old?
Yeah, she's like 35.
What?
Yeah,
In
hold on.
Hawkeye, she seems like so much younger.
I think she's playing a much younger person.
Right, but she
Haley-
doesn't look like, you know, she looks young.
Steinfeld age.
Like if
Oh,
you-
never mind.
Is it not her?
She's 26. She's 26.
Oh.
She's actually, holy shit, she's younger than me. God damn it. I shot in the dark there, just hoping I was right. I was wrong. 26.
Still, though.
She's playing a teenager in that movie.
You mean that show?
In Begin Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, now let's see when that was. I want to say, I'm going to say 2012. Begin.
Watch it be like
2013.
20
2013.
Okay, yeah.
It's a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
A chance encounter between a down-and-out music business executive and a young singer-songwriter new to Manhattan turns into a promising collaboration, blah, 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 blah. Great movie. Fucking Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, Adam Levine, Haley Steinfeld, James Corden, Catherine Keener, CeeLo Green. It's a crazy cast. CeeLo Green's in it. I forgot about CeeLo Green being in that movie. He's so good in it, too. Whoa, I'm thinking about the scenes. Oh, he's awesome. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got off on a tangent. You can't talk to me about acting, Creighton.
Yeah, you're good. That's why, like, you know, we talked about a lot of stuff so far.
Yeah.
It's been a range.
She's, yeah, I think that she'll be good in Joker, too.
Do you think...
Fuck you.
Hey,
What's
Blake.
up, Blake? I'm sorry.
Do you think that, like, what do you think the psychological effect of playing Gray has had on Daisy Ridley? And do you think that's going to play into her?
Listen, man.
'Cause,
It's
like-
all about what you let in. And, like, there's, like, some actors have done it good. They just don't fucking look at
But
it.
that's what I'm saying,
And
though.
I
like,
can't tell.
like,
She's
the thing
probably had to
is-
deal with it.
The thing is,
Like-
I like Ray. I like Daisy
Yeah.
Ridley. People hate on Rise of Skywalker. You know that I enjoyed it, even though I know it's a bad movie. But like we had this conversation last podcast. Like I also enjoy Transformers, like all of them, except for the 5th one. I hate that one. But there are things that I like about it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed going to the movies and seeing Rise of Skywalker, even though I know it's a bad movie. Somehow Palpatine returned.
I had a terrible time.
I know you did. And I don't know, like, it's so funny 'cause like, me, you, Quentin, were lined up next
You know
to
how
each
you know
other.
how we've gone and seen, like, I saw Multiverse of Madness like 3 times in theaters 'cause
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm supposed to like it. I just never ended up liking it, right?
You know,
I saw Rise of Skywalker once. I knew.
You're like,
I was
don't
like, oh, this is just terrible. This is just not
it
any
reminds
good.
me of what Pointless Hub said whenever he got out of Revenge of the Fallen. He's like, I had just seen a movie and wasn't happy with what I saw. What is this feeling I'm feeling? Disappointment?
Dude, that guy is unbelievable. He's so good.
I was listening to
His
him
delivery,
earlier at
his
work.
deadpan delivery is unbelievable. But look, I was hanging out with my buddy Albert last night watching fucking YouTube shit, and he was like, "Dude, watch the trailer for Rise of Skywalker with me. Tell me this shit isn't amazing."
And like it is.
Because the trailer's incredible.
It's like
Look,
Black
he
Mass.
watched. We
Black
were watching.
Mass
Yes,
has one of the
yes,
best trailers
yes.
ever. But then the movie's just like, eh.
Johnny Depp's amazing in it,
Yeah.
but he's like the only thing that's
Yeah.
amazing in it. Dude, that fucking. We watched that trailer 3 times in a row last night.
Watch the episode 7 trailer again. You still get fucking
Oh
excited.
yeah, no, it's
You're like,
but the
'cause,
thing is
like-
that's a good movie.
well, yeah, but it like the thing is like what I'm getting at.
Thank you,
is, like,
Sneaky. I love you.
Hell, even the trailer, all of the trailers for the sequel trilogy, there's not one fucking bad trailer in there. Now, if we could get that editing applied to the actual movies, we might have a solid trilogy.
Sneaky, fly here to go see Shane Gillis with me. Anyway, I agree with you. It's absurd that I think that the drunk historian said it
The
best.
critical drinker.
Critical
Or-
drinker,
yeah.
that's what his name is. No, you do it. And I think he said it best. I think that we can go ahead and just quit hoping that somehow the movies will be better. I think that he's right. I think we just need to give up
And then they'll be
on
good
them
again?
trying to make them better and just focus on what is good to come. Now, I will say he's a little too down on the shows. I think the shows are great.
No,
his
yeah.
perspective was that the shows are like lame, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Well, that's like the thing is like, and that's everybody I've been watching lately. But I mean, I like seeing that different perspective, so that way I can kind
Yeah.
of get like
understand why people
Yeah.
do certain things.
Because
say
I don't
certain
want to be
things.
like your opinion's wrong, you're dumb. Because like there's a reason that they don't like this stuff. There's a reason somebody like half the people that we talk to either love or hate the last episode of The Mandalorian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's interesting to see the thought process, and I don't know. I for me, it's one of those things where like they're making this movie with Daisy Ridley with Rey, and it's supposed to take
15 years
15
later.
years later, and that's honestly what it feels like since it's been since the Rise of
Because
Skywalker.
it fucking aged us all
Yeah.
100 years.
I mean, all I'm saying is that movie came out right before the pandemic, so I mean, it's responsible, but it's also like you can never prove it, and that's the way Disney wants it.
I guess.
Imagine ending a saga so badly you create a pandemic for 3 years.
Did it come out before COVID?
It did. It was like December of 2019.
Damn.
'Cause remember, that's back when they were doing like this Christmas,
Damn.
I don't even think it was out on Blu-ray yet. Whenever,
COVID hit.
yeah, I don't know though.
Good.
I couldn't tell you for sure.
Well, yeah, COVID hit and Disney Plus was like, fucking get going. We got to get this shit on. Everybody's at home, son. Like, that shit
Yeah,
went
Disney
live.
Plus was out already.
It
'Cause
came
we were
out
already
really-
watching The Mandalorian. Like Mandalorian had come out before the pandemic.
Yes.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's wild. Or no, had it not?
It was
It
close.
might
It was
not.
very close. It was right there, right around the same time.
Yeah. Season 2 came out like in 2020.
Season 2?
Yeah. I was like, there's no way it's been 3 years. And I looked and I was like, holy fucking shit, it's been almost like 3 years.
Let's see.
Forget that.
Season 1 was November 12th, 2019.
Damn.
Right before Rise of Skywalker.
Forget what season 2 was.
Let's see. Season 2 came out October 30th, 2022.
Oh, was it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Think about it, Creighton. That was a few months
Yeah.
ago. It was 2020. You're right.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's
isn't it?
crazy.
It's been almost 3 years since we've seen. Well, I mean, other than Book of Boba Fett, which had 2 episodes. of
But yeah, no,
Mandalorian.
it's been about 2.5 years since the infamous hallway scene.
Dude, which one? There's been like 8.
Well, the Mandalorian one. It looks like there's going to be another
I
one
know,
in
right?
Ahsoka.
They're
according
like,
to the
you know
trailer.
what? We can make money off these hallway scenes.
These
Let's
hallway
keep
scenes are
doing it.
becoming quite the staple, as you can tell.
Rogue One had a hallway. Dude, the hallway scene in Rogue One.
I saw that movie for the first time with Albert when I went to Vegas. Like, literally, me and Albert met at the airport. Like, I met my friend for the first time. The first friend I met from having all these friends on the internet, I meet him, and we leave the airport. We put our stuff in our
Is that
room,
why it's
and
your
then we
favorite
went to
movie?
the theater.
Is that why it's your favorite movie? 'Cause you think
It's not my
Albert-
favorite.
I thought it's one of your favorites, though, right? Like, 'cause you fucking.
I think it's one of the best. I don't know if it's one of my favorites. I like it, but I think it's probably technically the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not, it's top 3.
Well, it's like me and you talked about before. If that whole movie had just taken place on that beach, could you imagine? Like,
I think if I had to pick a favorite,
go ahead, pick one.
honestly, like guilty pleasure, I really love Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
Like
it's a good movie.
it is.
I
It's got some
rewatched it the
lame
other
shit in
night.
it.
Yeah,
It's got some real lame shit in it.
but there's so much good it outweighs the bad. Like the scene with Palpatine in the theater, the scene where Anakin confronts him, the scene where Anakin turns, the scene where like Anakin's staring out the window and Padme's
all
staring out the
of
window.
Order 60 fucking
All of
6
Order
is
66.
unbelievable.
But I mean, probably the best scene. Like I know a lot of people say it's the theater scene, but like the best scene, and I'll stand by this till the day that I die. The best scene in all of Star Wars is the scene where there's no dialogue, and it's Anakin staring out the window, and it's Padme staring out the window from her apartment, and you can just see, without him or her saying anything, all the conflict in his like face and his body, and then he turns away from her
Nah.
as his turn to
That
the
shit's
dark
gay.
side. That's
There's
the
no
best.
way.
That's the
There's
best.
no way you think that's the best scene in Star
yeah,
Wars.
that is the best scene.
Bro.
Because it's
Bro.
everything. It's everything.
You've got Kylo talking to fucking
That
Solo
scene's
on the
good,
bridge.
But like that's the best scene out of the sequel trilogy.
You got so many scenes that are better. I don't even know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, so look, all right.
That's how not the best scene
Really?
it is.
Dude,
yeah, I don't
okay,
even remember the
listen
scene.
To me, listen to me. Let me set it up for you. Give you the context.
I mean, you just
okay?
said it. I get it.
Look, he just found out Palpatine is the Sith Lord.
Yeah.
He goes tells Mace Windu. Mace Windu's like, wait in the Jedi Council chamber for me to come back. He goes up there. He's staring out the window towards Padme's apartment. Padme's at the apartment, staring out the window at the Jedi Temple, and like the sun is setting, and the sun is setting on only the Republic, but on Anakin's light side of the Force. He's staring out the window. You can see the conflict in him. He's like, okay, well, if they kill Palpatine, or
Sounds like you wrote it.
if they
the way you're
kill
describing it.
kill Palpatine, or if they like capture him, my chance of saving my wife is gone forever, and I don't have a way to save her. So do I intervene so that way I can save her, or do I let it happen and just be one with the Force and let go? And he can't let go, and he turns away from her, and he turns his back on the Jedi Order, literally, to go and try to like figure out if he can save Palpatine without like turning all the way to the dark side. And that's the moment. That's the time that he steps away and turns away from the light side of the Force, as the sun sets on the Republic and the Jedi Order. And when the sun comes up again, it's the Empire. There's no more Jedi.
Well, they're still there. They're just on the run.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
like
know
it's
what you mean.
not. It's not the
The
same.
Jedi Order itself is.
It
is
goes from
fucking waxed.
10,000 Jedi to like maybe 100 left
Yeah.
in overnight. It's the best scene in the whole saga.
I don't know, man. There's some great scenes.
Let
I don't
me-
know if
and-
that's the
and
best one.
Maybe it's because I remember that movie shot for
It
shot.
is
That's
poetic
the
as
first,
fuck.
That's the first Star Wars movie I ever watched. Did you know that?
That's ridiculous. I can't believe that. That's
Yeah.
for like it's crazy when I hear you say because you've said that before, and it's every time it's ridiculous because you are probably, other than myself, in my opinion, the biggest Star Wars fan I know.
And it's the first one I watched. But I mean, like, that's the thing.
You might
like,
be you're like top three.
I had never seen Star Wars before, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just start with the newest movie. I was like, I had to be like 8 or 9.
I was watching Star Wars so early that like I don't remember hearing Luke, I'm your father, and it being surprising, and two, like I don't remember when it was. Like
Right.
my dad was showing me Star Wars like when I was 1 or
Well,
2, and
and-
he just kept showing it to me all the time. Like I watched it a bunch of
everything
times.
at the time was referencing it too. So it's like, you know, 'cause like everything we were around,
Like
and
what?
and like Fairly Odd Parents, like
Oh, well, all
fucking
that. Like I
Phineas
mean,
and
I saw it
Ferb,
before
like,
cartoons. I saw it.
right.
Like I saw Star Wars before I ever watched TV.
You know
like all we didn't have like cable when
You
until I
know-
was like 8 or 9.
what I realized?
We just had VHS, and I
when
was just
I-
watching Star Wars all the time and the Titanic.
You know what I realized when I got to the Phantom Menace?
What?
I had seen it before. My dad had been watching it on TV, and I like or I remember watching it for the first time and unearthing this like
That's the-
long lost memory. of,
Dude,
like,
yes, it's crazy. Like when you watch
But-
something your parents
but-
watched with you in the house,
but-
and then you're like,
But like,
this is that thing I've never seen since.
Let me finish though. Like, you know what scene? Like, I don't remember the whole movie. I remember the core memory of it being that scene where they first meet Jar Jar in the jungle like with
Jesus.
Qui-Gon
The
and
worst
Obi-Wan. That's why
character.
I'm saying though, like my first ever memory, technically, of Star Wars is Jar Jar, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon,
I hate that.
which
for
is technically the
I'm so
first
sorry.
first episode of the whole saga. So I did watch in order, kind of technically. Getting
I
off
don't
with
know
the
about that.
technicality. If Din can give up the saber on
Yeah,
the
but then you watched
technicality-
3. You went 1, 3, and then who knows what order after that.
Actually, so this is what my method was, okay? So my dad would buy us stuff every weekend we were with him. So one weekend I was like, fuck it, I'll just start watching Star Wars. So I went to the DVD section at Walmart, and at the time they had like the special editions of the original trilogy alongside of each individual copy of the prequel trilogy. So I would just pick one of them and start from there. So I started with episode 3. Then the next weekend I went to my dad's. We got episode 2. And I watched that one. And then the next weekend, I got episode 4 and watched that one. And then the next weekend, I got episode 1 and watched that one. And then the next weekend, 5. And then after that, 6.
At this point, they should just call it the Palpatine saga.
it really could be that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, sure, Kylo is a Skywalker. And Luke is a Skywalker. But, like, other than, like, they're not, like, Kylo's arguably a main character, but everyone else is, like, they fucking wrap it up with I'm Rey Skywalker. That's fucking lame. No, she isn't.
Palpatine.
Somehow returned.
Palpatine is the Vince McMahon
of the
of
Star
the
Wars
Star Wars
universe. Yeah.
Vince got canceled, and still he somehow returned.
How'd he get canceled this time?
He was like, apparently he was touching his workers inappropriately or sexually
Oh.
assaulting them, and everybody was like, yeah, he's been doing it for years.
The guy whose last name is McMahon
Yeah.
was touching people?
Like, he
I
was-
never would have guessed.
And apparently, like, getting promotions off of sexual favors. He got canceled for like 6 months and then came back and like basically was like, we're gonna do the same shit over again, and made Roman Reigns the WWE champion. So and everything that Triple H or anybody else does that Vince doesn't like, he just cancels himself for a little bit and then comes back and just torpedoes all their storylines
That sounds about right.
just to put Roman Reigns back on top. Roman Reigns has been. Vides told me this fucking crazy fact. Roman Reigns has been WWE champion for 900 consecutive days, like over that. You know how fucking insane
No,
that is?
I have no idea how.
Okay, to
weird or
put that
crazy
in
is.
perspective, the previous longest running champ, and even at the time everybody was like, that's too fucking long, was only like 420.
Whoa.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying though. Like, to be champion for more than 3 years.
Is not that crazy
Mm,
when you
it's-
consider it's all written.
No, yeah, I mean, yes, but like the thing is, like
it's
before,
part of a story.
before it's a symptom of stagnation in the creative writing department.
It's a symptom of they've been writing wrestlers fighting for 40 years. They can only
And
do
now-
so much with these storylines.
Now they're merging with the UFC. It's gonna be
And they're losing all their
weird.
talent. All their talent is going to the real acting, movies.
Yeah.
You got Batista over here giving fucking Oscar-worthy like appearances
Yeah,
in
that's
shit like
true.
Blade Runner 2049.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that used to be like for some actors that would be like their way in. You know what I mean? They work their way up. And then branch out in acting. Look at The Rock.
Yeah.
Look at Batista. Look at John Cena.
Have you seen
know?
Blade Runner 24? Have you seen either of the Blade Runners?
No. I know he's in
Batista
it.
is in Blade Runner 2049.
Does he Batista bomb anyway?
He gives a performance in that movie in like 10 minutes. He's only in it for like 10 minutes. He gives you're watching it and you're like, holy shit, this is Batista?
Yeah, he's
This is
good.
the Batista bomb
Well,
guy?
He's had higher.
He kills it. I mean, if he had been in the movie for 10 more minutes, they could have given him a supporting actor nomination.
I don't think that
like he's
I,
amazing.
I don't think you understand the extent that like people like Hulk Hogan and The Rock really paved the way for people to take their performances from
Oh, yeah.
like the ring into like the
It's a lot of
the
it's a
small
lot of
screen or the
wrestlers
big
that have
screen.
gone.
But that's what I'm
onto
saying though. Like if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan and The Rock really making it mainstream,
Yeah.
like and paving the way for them, like it'd be a whole different thing. And now seeing like people like Roman Reigns get stuck in their roles like that and not giving people the chance to like kind of like what they call not jobbing but basically doing the heel to like turn into the bad guy and like,
Yeah.
lift the other person up. Like without that turnover, you're not having new stars and new celebrities come out through that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause he could easily, if he wanted to, go the same route as The Rock or as John Cena or as like
Who's that?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
He's got. I think he could be a solid actor if he really wanted to be. or whatever he wanted to do, music, acting, whatever. He could use this as a platform to elevate himself. But once you're stuck into that WWE champion role, you're the face of the company. Like, you're basically locked into a contract where you can't leave to go do other stuff. And he's been locked in that for 3 years. For 3 years. The longest ever WWE champion.
I mean, it just means he's the best, clearly. It means he's the best that there's ever been.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Better than all of them.
And
John Cena ain't got shit on.
Ask Marcy the next time that you see her. Nobody, like, I'm sure she's probably a fan of Roman Reigns, but, like, I think everybody's just like, bro, stop trying to make it work. Nobody wants to see him in that role anymore. Give somebody else a chance. If you brought up, what's his name? There's this guy named, if you brought up Daniel Bryan to wrestling fans, they would get fucking mad because of the way WWE treated him. This man was meant to lose several matches, but people liked him so much that it kicked
He was
off.
meant to lose.
No, I'm being serious. He was written to lose, and like he was so popular among fans that he created what was called the Yes Movement, where every time he came out onto stage or into the ring, people would start chanting like yes, 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 and like create such a stir that they had to make him the WWE champion, or else people were just gonna riot.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying though. Like in the proper conditions, like you see like fucking amazing things like that, because that would happen organically. That it wasn't just like a written thing, like, oh, we're gonna make Daniel Bryan, a WWE champion, because Vince McMahon hates short, stubby people. He likes big, muscular guys to be his champions.
Yeah, he does.
Look at Undertaker. Look at The Rock. Look at Hulk Hogan. All these like bodybuilder type peoples. That's who you're gonna see written as your WWE champion most of the time.
Yeah.
Not manlets.
I don't know anything about any of it.
I'm just saying. Look, that's just my hot take.
I understand.
He's the Palpatine of the WWE universe. He's the real bad guy pulling the strings. He's gonna come out on stage and to the crowd be like, they're gonna be like, "Mercy, Vince," and he's be like, "There is no mercy," and then shoot lightning out of his hand in the crowd
And kill Roman Reigns in front of everybody. Like in real life.
Oh my god.
Vince McMahon murdered champion.
He probably would do it to
champion.
Triple H over anybody. But the funniest part is, like, Triple H had like a heart attack and shit and had to step down from being head of the company so Vince could come back.
That's fucking hilarious.
And he's younger than Vince, like by a lot. He's his son-in-law.
Who's what's his name? The bald one. Stone Cold.
Oh,
Stone Cold did Hot Ones.
Mm.
You know, the
Yeah.
fucking chicken wing thing, and he what did he say? He said, "Did you lace these wings with amphetamines?" And like they use it sometimes as like a fucking go-to. Like he tells everybody that like Stone Cold's one of his favorite episodes.
Right.
Because Sean Evans does, because of how he reacted and because he's such a big fan of him. But like Stone Cold's one of those guys that you watch him and you're like, that's a guy that gave everything to wrestling.
Oh, I know.
Like he gave it all.
I know.
Like
He broke his fucking neck, dude. Did you know that story, right?
No.
So Stone Cold was basically lined up to be the next face of the company, as The Rock was making his departure into acting and everything like that. And I think it was Chris Benoit. I can't remember. People don't talk about Chris Benoit anymore because all that shit that happened with his wife and his kid. But anyways, like he gets a pile driver, and it basically made him break his neck, and he was almost paralyzed for forever. Like, it's a miracle that he's walking around right now. And when that happened, he was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to step away from it, walk away from it, which I don't blame him. I mean, like he may be the rattlesnake, but he doesn't have the flexibility of a snake.
I took a bite of food, anticipating that you'd keep talking, and I overcorrected. Keep talking.
No, but if you ever hear him talk about it, like, you should really look it up, like watch documentaries and watch interviews with him about it, because it's a really interesting story. And like the thing is, he still comes back to do things every now and then, but he doesn't like wrestle like he used to, because he had that injury and it like almost like just killed him, like ruined his life. I mean, he had to be like literally. Excuse me. I think when that happened, I think he had to actually be. I can't remember exactly, but he got lifted off stage somehow too, and that also like worsened the injury as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's a
And
big
it
guy.
was one of those things where,
That's
like,
a tough guy to move.
it was one of those things where,
It's a big
like,
human.
he was doing a move that, like, they do every time. Like, they still do to this day.
Yeah, like a normal wrestling thing.
like, and it was just like he just hit it wrong or hit something wrong at the wrong time and then fucking broke his neck.
He probably didn't hit anything wrong. He probably, like, his body was finally done. His body was finally
Well, no, but
done
that's
doing
the
that thing
He-
you're not supposed to do.
He's like, he was young in his career. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. Wrestlers, they have a
Well,
short career.
I hate to break it to you. None of those moves are good for you.
No, but I
So
mean,
like you can only do them so until
Yeah.
you're so young.
But I mean, like, that's why, like, it's such, like, even though it's scripted and written, like, the stunts are real. Like,
Yeah, I
if
mean
you're
they're
watching-
fucking super athletes.
Yeah,
no one looks
it's,
like that.
It's
they're
it's
they're fucking
incredible.
roid freaks.
It's incredible to watch them perform, which is why I want to go see one in person. Like, not a wrestler, but see a whole match in
Yeah,
person.
like a SmackDown or something.
Yeah, like SmackDown, or I really
You
want to
should
go
go
to
with Marcy.
WrestleMania.
Marcy goes.
Yeah, should just be like, hey, take me.
I mean, you'd probably have to buy the ticket, but like I'm sure
Yeah.
she would go
I
with
wonder
you.
how much the tickets are for that. But I really want to go to a WrestleMania because that's like the Super Bowl of wrestling. We just had
Yeah.
it a couple weeks ago, which is why it's kind of fresh on my mind. Because me and Videz didn't watch it because we knew that Roman Reigns was going to win, so we were just like, It's amazing they didn't bring like this is the most predictable WWE match that Vince could come up with. By the way, like they're setting up fucking Brock Lesnar to come back and fight Roman again, which
So-
happened like 3 years in a row.
2024 WWE WrestleMania for April 6th,
Tell me
2024.
what happened. I bet I could tell you. Tell me the matchups first, and I'll tell you who won.
No, this is for next year.
Oh,
I'm saying these are ticket prices.
Oh.
So,
where's it gonna be at? Have they announced it?
Oh wow.
Is it expensive?
The Lincoln Financial Field in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia.
Okay. That's not too far.
So, oh my God, those are the cheap tickets.
Where are the cheap tickets?
Oh my God. Oh my
I bet
God.
it's expensive.
Are you shitting me?
Are you
No
shitting?
way people pay this.
How much is it? I thought you'd be like, it's $300.
300. What is 300 to you? Is that expensive or cheap?
I mean, like, it's expensive, but like, not like crazy. Not like fucking YouTube.
There are
tickets.
no tickets $300.
Really? How much are you talking? Like,
The cheapest tickets I see are $570.
okay.
There
That's
are tickets
about
that
right.
get into the 3700s.
Jesus.
Like, let me go back to the top. Where are these?
Well, like I said, Vince is nothing but a businessman. So he'll make that money.
Where is this? Oh my God, the $600 ticket. Okay, sorry, not 570. 593 is the cheapest one, and it's like fucking third story rafter seat, top left corner, like as far away from everything as you can be, for $600. This is why I'm not a fan of this shit. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous.
They're making their money.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is insane.
I told you Vince is a businessman.
Sports
Joe.
categories, popular WWE tickets, popular WWE tickets. Holy shit. This is absurd. That's
It's
bananas.
crazy. It's crazy.
That hurts my feelings.
How do you
Like-
think I feel as a fan that wants to go to these things?
I would never. I could never do it. I could see, like, I could pay something like that. I could pay $500 or $600 to go see like a really awesome like basketball game,
Yeah.
like or like a fucking really great soccer game. Like it just
Well,
depends
they
on who's playing.
say-
But like I've never cared about fake fighting.
They say that it's worth it just for like the way, like it's kind of like you know how when we went to go see, or when you went to go see Endgame, and it was like just a complete, like, you had to be there experience.
Yeah, but it was $10.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, they say it's like that. It's guaranteed to be like that. Every one of those things. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
No,
I'm just not
look,
into
I
that.
haven't been to it, so I couldn't.
I guess
tell
if you're
you.
into it, I see it, I get it. But like, man, I could never.
But this is
me
like their
personally.
Super Bowl, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. It's just that, like, man, that's not real though. Like the Super Bowl, there
But
are
I mean,
stakes.
like, neither is a movie. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but that's $10, and this
Right.
is $600.
But I mean, like,
That's-
at the
that's
same
the difference
time-
there.
At the same time, though, like, it's, I don't know, it's different. It's a different medium. You know?
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't compare it to a basketball game because it's not like
There's no stakes.
Well,
Not
there's
really.
stakes,
But
but there's
not-
not
it's not-
like
they're not
it's
real
more about
stakes.
like the stakes of that person's body and if it's gonna give out.
Well, that's same with basketball.
Yeah,
Same
but
with
I
all
mean,
all
like-
pro sports.
like there's the competitive
even collegiate
aspect
sports.
isn't real, but like the terms of like those are real people doing those things down there.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure, but man,
or over there.
that shit looks just as cool at home. Not for $600, 150 yards away and up, where you're like looking down at a fucking cereal bowl, like you're so far
What
away.
they call it, the showcase of the immortals.
That's
is what they call
ridiculous. It's just a bunch of guys who get hurt. It's not immortals.
And
Any guy in the MMA
Wait.
could fuck any of the. Nobody. Brock Lesnar's the only one who's been able to go to the MMA and do anything, and it's because he's a fucking
fucking
gorilla.
What's his name? CM Punk went to MMA for a
and
little
has
bit.
never won
Did
and
he
been
not? Oh,
destroyed
damn, that's
every
fucking
fight.
funny.
He fucking sucks. He's garbage.
Damn,
They
that's
thought he just sells tickets. That's the only reason they let him fight. He never stands a chance. I don't think he's. Let me double check. Let me not say that and be wrong. Has CM Punk
ever won a MMA fight?
ever won a UFC fight? Many UFC fans might believe that CM Punk's UFC record is 0-2. However, that is not the case. The former WWE champion has a UFC record of 0-1-1. He lost to Mickey Gall in his bout against Mike Jackson was deemed a no contest. So technically he's 0-1-1. But no, he has not won.
What happens to no contest?
I guess that you know what? That's a good point. I don't know. Let me look at that one more second and see what that means. What is CM Punk's actual UFC record? Punk has originally lost the contest against Jackson via decision. However, his opponent later tested positive for for weed. The guy smoked weed, so so they made it no contest. Nah, CM Punk sucks. He lost to a guy who smokes weed. Like they all smoke weed, but like that guy got in trouble, like got caught doing it.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah, but no, he's not good at all. Like he got his shit kicked in, and but one of the
Well,
fights.
no, but I can't remember what I brought.
He didn't
up.
get knocked out though. I don't
Yeah.
think.
There's something I wanted to say though about it. I can't remember.
Brock Lesnar was the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar was actually like
Well,
came to
that's
the
what I'm
UFC and
saying,
fucked
like-
shit up, but it was because he's a fucking gorilla. It's
Yeah.
because at the time there was no one as big as him.
Yeah.
Like, and then it only took a couple of fights, and they beat. And let me check his fucking record. Brock Lesnar UFC record. So, yeah, he won a bunch. He's 5-3.
Damn.
He had 8 fights in the UFC. So he won his initial fight against Min Soo Kim, then lost to Frank Mir. Then he beat Heath Herring, Randy Couture, Frank Mir, and Shane Carwin. And then he lost against Cain Velasquez, Alistair Overeem, and Mark Hunt. Well, it was a no contest against Mark Hunt. I don't know why. It was overturned for some reason. But he was the champion for a minute there. Like when he beat fucking Heath Herring, it was for the belt. And then he had the belt against Randy Couture and won, beat Frank Mir, beat Shane Carwin.
Did you see that they're gonna start making it where you can gamble on WWE fights?
That I don't think that's true.
No, it's true. Look it up. Which I don't like. They talked about on Woody and Wilcox the other day.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
not
how
gonna
does
be
that
true,
work?
There's no way. WWE in talks over legalized betting on scripted match results.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does
statement
that work?
in itself. WWE is in talks with state gambling regulators to legalize betting on high-profile matches, according to people familiar with the matter. WWE is working with the accounting firm EY to secure scripted match results in hopes it will convince regulators there's no chance of results leaking to the public. Oh, my God. This is going to be the biggest money wash of all time, said the people who asked not to be named because the discussions are private, of course. Accounting firms PwC and EY, also known as Ernst & Young, have historically worked with award shows, including the Academy Awards and the Emmys, to keep results a secret. Yeah, and look what happened with the fucking La La Land Moonlight controversy. Betting on the Academy Awards is already legal and available through some sports betting applications, including market leaders FanDuel and DraftKings. Although
you can
most
bet
states
on WWE matches and DraftKings?
no,
Oh.
the Academy Awards.
Oh.
Although most states don't allow it, WWE executives have cited Oscars betting as a template to convince regulators gambling on scripted matches is safe. That doesn't make any sense. That one is betting on who had the best performance in a movie. The other is fucking betting the outcome of fights you write. Still, while Academy Awards voting results are known by a select few before they're announced publicly, they aren't scripted by writers. Even if regulators allow gambling, betting companies would have to decide if they're willing to place odds on WWE matches even if it's legalized. Those discussions have yet to occur at betting firms, according to people familiar with the matter. A WWE spokesperson declined to comment. A spokesperson for EY couldn't immediately be reached for comment. WWE is targeting Michigan, Colorado, and Indiana as potential states to pursue legalization. Two of the people said, according to a Michigan gaming spokesperson, the Michigan Gaming Control Board publishes a sports wagering catalog. When updates to the catalog are approved, the information is shared publicly through the agency's website and with sportsbook operators. WWE is already registered with the Indiana Gaming Commission, a move related to this initiative. Thank you. I was going to struggle for at least 20 more seconds. A move related to this initiative, one of the people said. The Colorado Division of Gaming told CNBC it is not currently considering and has not considered allowing sports betting wagers on WWE matches. A spokesperson noted Colorado currently has a statute prohibiting wagers on events with fixed or predicted outcomes, including the Academy Awards. So, like, they want it to happen, but there's just no shot.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, why would you okay, so I could see it on one hand because some of, like, the lower level fights, like, some of those outcomes, they really don't decide until, like, literally the last second. Like, I've heard stories of wrestlers, like, where they interview them and stuff, and be like, yeah, like, whenever we got pulled to the side, like, or, there was a second when we had, like, a KO or whatever, had to wait for the person to wake up. Like, we pulled the ref to sign this. We were like, this, hey, what we want to do. But that's more like the wrestlers figuring out how they want to play it in the middle of the match. But as far as, like, these high-profile matches that they're talking about, a lot of that stuff's decided ahead of time, so that way they can, especially with WrestleMania, so that way they use that as the frame to figure out whatever rivalries or things that they're going to work on over the next year until the next WrestleMania. That's what I'm saying. It's like an ongoing story,
Yeah, but, like, it's written.
Yeah,
like,
but that's what I mean, though. Like,
that's
what I mean, though. Like, I don't, like, I'm with you. I don't understand how they're gonna do it.
It's not that how they would do it. How they would do it is like, if I was in charge, I'd say, okay, I've got 5-1 that John Cena is gonna win this fight, and like you bet against or for him. That's how it works if it happens. But it being allowed is what there's a problem with, because it's written. It's a fucking scripted situation.
It'd be like gambling on the end of Star Wars. Like, do you think Palpatine's gonna lose?
Exactly.
The bad guy?
Exactly.
What's the odds on that?
Yeah, and then the problem is, like, 20 years later, it's like, but I had Palpatine dying in episode 6 and 1, and now he's back. Do they get their money back?
But, like, the thing is, there are other aspects you could gamble on. You could gamble on what moves and finishers people are going to use, because they don't always use the same ones and have the same ones.
Yeah, but I'm sure that sometimes they do have to use certain ones.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I'm sure there are people.
A lot of that stuff, they like, if you've ever, like, sat down and watched them talk about kind of like their process and stuff, they work a lot of that stuff that they work out as the match is going on. You know?
Well, the thing is, though, like, if that happened, like, then they'd have to have incredibly intricate systems in place to decide whether that move really was that move. Because I promise you, if Vegas said that fucking Dwayne Johnson was going to give somebody the people's elbow, and he, like, elbowed a guy but didn't give it the people's elbow, like, if there's fucking $500 million on the line, they're gonna fucking sway.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
The crazy
though,
part
like,
about
with those
certain
signature
sports.
moves, like, there's a lot of build up, like, in telegraphing it. You know what I mean? So, like, you could gamble, like, on how many times the Undertaker's gonna use Tombstone Pile Driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if he's gonna do 3, 4, however many times. Because, like, on those mainline matches, you'll see stuff like that. Like, in WrestleMania, you'll see stuff like that where they use their signature moves more than once. And, like, an average Raw episode or SmackDown episode, you might see a signature move from, like, a A-lister, but,
Yeah.
it's a big if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, like your A-listers, hardly ever come out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Well, the A-listers, like Undertaker, Rock, all the people that like
John Cena.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those people that stepped away.
Yeah.
I wonder who won that match between him and Randy Orton.
Oh my God.
I didn't watch that one, but I was kind of like, they're probably gonna, because it was a retirement match. Whoever lost had to quit.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Well, no, they do that all the time.
That's what we should do when we decide to end the podcast.
They did the same thing with Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
One of us gets to own the podcast.
Yeah. So, this is probably the best WrestleMania, like two WrestleManias in a row, where Triple H and Shawn Michaels fought The Undertaker. So Shawn Michaels fought The Undertaker originally in a career match, and like whichever one of them lost, they had to quit like wrestling. And Shawn Michaels fucking like lost, and then Triple H, who's like his best friend in the storyline, came back to challenge Undertaker the same way the next year, and it was basically a draw, and neither one of them could walk out of the ring from how rough they were on each other. So they came back to WrestleMania the next year and did it again, and Triple H lost.
Damn.
And that's what I'm saying. When the streak was real with Undertaker, like he went 21-0, that was 21 consecutive years of him just whooping ass.
Wouldn't it be crazy if like the guy playing the Undertaker and the guy playing Triple H are sitting there fighting, and like they both know that Triple H is supposed to win,
Yeah.
but then like Triple H is like, "Yo, I'm gonna fall.
But
I want
dude,
you to win," and like they let him. Like, how crazy would that
When-
shit? Like that has to fuck everything up.
But what I'm telling you is, if you ever do anything, like if you ever like, hey, I want to check out wrestling, go back and watch those matches for those years.
I promise.
I know
it's
you're
just
not. I
never
know you're
gonna
not.
happen.
But like the story and like everything, the match itself leading up to it, is probably one of my favorite moments in wrestling. Because after the match ends, and like it's because Shawn Michaels was like the guest ref.
Listen,
They walk up the ramp, right, and they turn, and Shawn has this picture of them too, but and you can feel that it's like the end.
I'm happy
of that
for you.
era.
I'm glad you enjoy it, but like I'm just gonna keep watching shows and movies.
No, I get
it's
it.
the same thing, but better.
I get it, but it's like it's crazy because it's like you can feel that it's the end of that era of
Right.
wrestling. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
like all the main players of the Attitude Era are gone. Except for Undertaker.
The Attitude Era.
That's what they called it, the Attitude Era. Because you have the Attitude Era and then like the PG Era, which is like John Cena and all that. And then you have like the modern era, which is like the Roman Reigns stuff and everything.
Right.
Yeah. And then you have the Yes Movement in between all that.
Well, I think we should wrap it up on the end of that era.
Okay. The end of the shirts off era.
Yes, Melissa, it's been a good one.
Oh, hey, guess what episode this is, by the way? I went back and checked.
62.
269, technically.
This is episode 269? Are you sure?
Yeah.
How are you sure?
I did the math. I
What?
went back on the YouTube. Like, if...
We only
if
got up to 207?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
208 or something like
But-
208. No, 207. Yeah, 207.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because last episode would have been 260. Because I was like, have we broke 300 yet? And I was looking, I was like, damn, we're...
Well,
not
there
even
are
close.
episodes that aren't technically shirts off that we did, you and me.
Right, but what I mean is, like, if we're just counting everything that we've published
Yeah.
since, you know.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
Yeah.
this has been episode 269
Technically.
slash season 2, episode 62.
69.
69. We will catch you later.
It
and
takes 2 to 69.
I hate you.
That was good, though.
That was I don't know if
solid.
good was the word.
It was solid.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Goodbye,
Creighton.
Creighton.